Hello neighbor, this is Curt with etrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Thule Verse 2-bike rack on our 2024 Toyota 4Runner. Now if you've had any experience with this bike rack or if you have any questions about it, please leave those in the comments below. We'd love to take your questions and your stories and share them with our other neighbors in order to help them make the best decision for themselves. Now the Thule Verse is a platform premium bike rack. It is going to secure your bike from the wheel mount here, so you're not going to have to make contact with your frame if you have a custom paint job or a carbon fiber bike. It'll adjust right here on the wheel mount, and that is going to be adjustable back and forth. It's also going to attach here through a ratcheting strap on your rear wheel, and it's going to be able to accommodate tires up to 5 inches wide. The wheelbase mounts are adjustable, so it'll also accommodate wheelbases up to 53 inches wide. And this particular bike carrier actually has some really nice add-ons as well. One of those add-ons is going to be a bike repair kit, and I find this to be a really handy little piece of equipment. The arm that is located furthest away from the vehicle has a special latch here that's going to help lock this in an upright position. Once we do that, we're able to extend our repair arm here. And what we're going to be able to do is brace the bike right here through the frame. There's a little tray here for nuts and bolts, another tray here for your tools, and this just makes it an easy way to do those last minute repairs either before you hit the trail or right after you come off of it. Now, this also is going to come with a tilt-away feature that's going to be accessed through the handle here. We're just going to lift up slightly, press in the button, and slowly let it tilt towards us here. This is going to be able to give us access to our lift gate so that if we've got any of our equipment or helmets or maybe we need to change shoes or we've got a cooler or something in here, this is going to allow us to access our lift gate without actually removing any of the bikes. Now, as you can see from the hitch, this really tilts up aggressively. It almost has a stadium seating, as they call it here, with this platform here being a little bit higher than the one in front of it. But with that kind of aggressive taper, I'm really not all that concerned with bottoming out, but we're going to go ahead and take a measurement just in case. So we've got about 27 3/4 inches from the ground to the furthest part of the rack. I also want to get a measurement here of this part hanging down just in case, and that's still giving us 24.5 inches. More than enough ground clearance, I'd say, to handle some of those inclines and driveways and things like that while you're going to and from with your bike rack. We're also going to take a measurement here just to see how far back we are reaching, because again, we're going to have some limited visibility. So all the way out to where this bike repair arm would be 46 inches, but without that arm, if you decide to forego that attachment, we're looking at 42.5 inches to the end of the handle on your bike rack. So as you can see, there are going to be some limits to visibility while you have the bike rack loaded for both yourself and for other drivers on the road. Our license plate is partially blocked along with our taillight assemblies. You're also going to have some partial blockage out of your rear view camera. So it is important to remember those measurements we took and just bear that in mind that you've got all this extra space coming off of the back when you're moving in and out of those tighter spaces. Now that we've seen kind of what our visibility looks like while it's loaded and deployed, we're going to go ahead and take our bike off the rack, put the rack into the stowed position, and see what kind of visibility we have there. Now the stowed position, you're going to be able to put it in that using the same handle that we used for the tilt-away. We're just going to fold it up in the opposite direction until we hear a click. There we go. So now that we've got it up in our stowed position, we are going to have some really severe blockage of our license plate and our rear view camera. That's because of this thick center stem. The wheel cups also block our taillight assemblies even more than it did when it was deployed. So bear that in mind. While this is a little bit of a heavier rack at about 58 pounds, it's not necessarily going to be something you want to take off and put back on every time that you use it, depending on how often you ride. Luckily, Thule has a light kit that you could purchase separately to go with this bike rack in order to get your license plate and your lights visible for other drivers on the road. Now, Thule bike racks are going to attach to your receiver hitch in a bit of a unique way. They are going to use this spring pin here to go through the pinhole on your hitch receiver to help secure it into the hitch. It's also going to have a wedge system in the shank that is going to expand inside of the hitch and really take up any of that extra slack and make it anti-rattle. There's really no movement to it whatsoever. And you could all do this without any kind of tools at all. So what you're going to end up with here is this lockable handle that's going to deploy just like this. It is ratcheting, so you can kind of move it back and forth. This is going to tighten and loosen that wedge that's inside of your shank, and then you'll be able to lock it into the shank using your key. So that is going to secure it into the hitch as an anti-theft measure. This bike rack also comes with a cable lock for the bikes to secure them to the rack. That is also keyed the same as it is on our hitch here. So Thule being a name that's really synonymous with quality in these premium bike racks, in addition to all those great add-ons like the repair kit, like the light kit, there's also a ramp available to help you get those heavier e-bikes on here because of that higher ground clearance. So there are some great options for you and this rack as well. But with all that being said, I think this is an excellent choice for your Toyota 4Runner. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.